All right, here we go. So we're live, and thanks for joining us. For all you listeners out there, I'm going to be giving you a market update. Today is April 9th, 2020, and the update that I want to provide you all is starting with how did things go with the April 1st rent payments. And there have been a couple of statistics thrown out there, a couple of them from banks, and one particular one was from SVN Rock Advisors, which is a brokerage that specializes in apartment buildings. And the statistic that came out was that 85% of tenants paid their rent for the month of April, which was better than expected. And that's a good thing. So what's going to happen come May or moving forward, like May 1st or June 1st, we don't know yet. But we do, there are expectations that it will be worse than April 1st. From my immediate client database, who are landlords themselves, the statistic was roughly 90 to 95% that have paid their rent for April 1st, which is, in my opinion, fantastic. So the next statistics that I want to share with you are from Broker Bay. Broker Bay is a program that represents roughly 50%, 40 to 55% of all listings out there in, I guess, the GTA. And so the statistics that they provide are a good representation of all listings that are on the market. So when we compare the first week of March to the first week of April, those are the time frames I'm going to compare right now for you guys, to compare how things have changed from the first week of April to the first week of March of last month. So when it comes to showings have been down 84%. That is quite the drastic drop, but it is reflective of what's happening today with COVID-19. And yes, it is a big drop. So what that means is pretty much the 15% that's out there right now compared to a month ago are all the people that need to buy or need to sell. The amount of offers that have been registered has been reduced or decreased by 84% as well, same as the amount of showings. The amount of new MLS listings that have come out compared to the first week of April compared to the first week of March has been down by 61%. The amount of exclusive listings that have come out, which means they're not on MLS, but they're exclusive to that specific brokerage and that specific individual listing agent, is down by 36%. So what that tells me is there's more exclusive listings coming out versus MLS listings. I guess maybe people don't want to expose their listings that much on the open market, to have more, I guess, to limit the amount of showings that are going through their or appointments that are going through their house, especially during this time where they want to have less, I guess, people coming through their homes. And the amount of solds that have happened the first week of this month of April compared to the first week of March is down by 66%. Now, these do sound, drastic numbers, and they are. But one thing that has been showing up over this last few days is that things appear to be stabilizing, according to broker-based statistics. And that could mean that this sort of flat line now is where we could land or could stay over the next while, which means, okay, that's something to be expected, which could be a good thing in a way. But overall, we are down by quite a bit. So What I wanted to talk to you guys about next is I'm going to be hosting my first webinar next Thursday, April 16th at 7 p.m. I'll be sending out an email invitation to my database, but I will also be trying to stream it live on Facebook as well. And for those of you who want to know a little bit what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be having two guest speakers. The District Vice President of RBC Global Asset Management is going to be talking about the economic outlook and impacts of COVID-19, how it's impacted us so far, how it compares to other recessions and other major global events from the past, such as World War II and the Great Depression, because I know there's been a lot of comparisons or a lot of opinions out there saying, hey, this is like the Great Depression, or this is like World War III. So if you're comparing COVID-19 and the events that are happening right now to like as if it's a world war or as if it's the Great Depression, well, we're going to be providing you with statistics that will compare you how this event compares to the Great Depression and World War II, and how it's also impacted us from compared to other recessions as well. Then we're going to talk about the outlook on how we see this progressing and how things could be impacted moving forward. So it's going to be a very informative, educational webinar. I hope to see you there and have your questions prepared so we can answer them for you. Then I also saw a webinar from another very reputable economist from CIBC, Ben Tall. And one thing that stood out of many, it is a 1 hour long talk, was, is this like the Great Depression of 1929? Well, according to Ben, there was one point that he said, a Great Depression or a really deep recession, when you're in those, it's like a free fall. There's no end in sight. What there is today, this crisis has an end game, and that end game is a vaccine. Now, when that vaccine comes out, that's to be determined. Could be 6 months, 9 months, 18 months. We're all hoping that sooner than later. But that would technically be the end game for this crisis that we're in. That really stood out to me. And there's a whole lot of other stuff that he talked about that was very valuable. But overall, the end game was the most important. But between now and that end game, we're all just buying time. So again, I hope you are all staying safe and healthy. This is something that we're all dealing with as everyone on this planet, everyone in this world. We're dealing with the same challenges right now. And yesterday I had a moment. I've gone grocery shopping with for my family. Primarily, it's been me. We've tried to stick with one person going grocery shopping, or having the need to go out. And I was at Longo's, and there was a long lineup outside to get into the grocery store. And it literally went around, the lineup to get in was around the parking lot. That's how long it was. And we were all standing a minimum 6 feet apart, but realistically it was more like 10 feet apart. And I stood there and I had a moment, and it was a moment where I was looking around, and for the first time, I don't want to say ever, but for the first time ever, I had no judgment, no negative feelings, negative energy, no negative thoughts towards other people, no hate. I hate to use that word, but I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, come on, what's up with this long lineup? I need to go in and get my groceries for my family. I didn't feel that. I felt this overwhelmingness of sadness inside of me, to be honest with you. I looked around and people were all innocent. People were all feeling this fear, this sort of, hey, we're all in this together. No one's fighting a different challenge. Than everyone's in this together. Everyone's fighting the same thing, or everyone's dealing with the same unknown, the same fear. And I felt like, I was tearing up, to be honest with you. And seeing the lady in front of me, she looked back at me, and we were 10 feet apart, and she gave me a smile and I gave her a smile. And our smiles were not just like, how are you? It was more like, I know what you're feeling, but it will be over soon. And it seemed like everyone knew what to do. Stand our distance, stand 10 feet apart, and just be nice, be kind, and help each other out. Let's not rush. Let's not do some things that are, going to hurt each other. Let's go out there, get our groceries. Let's not go out there and swarm the entire toilet paper aisle. We all need this. You don't need more than I do, or I don't need more than you do. So that feeling, I came home and I shared it with my wife, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So what I'm trying to say is, we're all in this together, and it feels like it's surreal because everyone is dealing with the same problem right now. And when you really think about that, it really makes you feel connected to everyone. And so I hope that we all stay calm, patient, most importantly, healthy and safe during this time. Homeschooling has been interesting. We're taking care of our kids, and we have some virtual classrooms that we're helping the kids go through right now. And me and my wife are trying to just get things done around the house. And I'm trying to stay in touch with my clients. I'm trying to learn what's going on. I'm trying to keep myself up to date so I can share this stuff with you guys. But from now until the near future, this is how it's going to be. And I hope that this message was valuable. And we will definitely be in touch, and see you soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day.